Daf Yomi, tractate Bava Batra, page 102b, top of the page, with the words Rav Shisha Bered Rav Idi Amal. Rav Shisha, the son of Rav Idi, said, Le'oilam Rabbi Shimon hi v'hachamayiskinan benifli. Actually, the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, and here we are dealing with a case where the corpses were found. Oh, you know what? We are going to have to plug this in. So, hang tight for a second. Not even a few seconds. And we're going to get some Kashmaleski. So it won't burn out. Get some Kashmalsters. Nice. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, Rav Shisha bered Rav Idi Amar lo'oil Shimon hi v'chamayiskinan benifli. Okay, right, we did that already. Okay, behad benifli hanami benifli tcham nisrei haya havyan chal benifli abrinan tarti benifli lo abrinan. The Gemara asks, but since this is dealing with a chamber that was created for bearing non-viable newborns, there too, with regard to that chamber. Alright, you know what, let's start from the top here. Rav Shisha, the son of Idi, said that actually the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. And here we are dealing with a case where the corpses were found, were non-viable newborns buried in a smaller chamber only 6 cubits long, adding a courtyard of 6 cubits and another regular-sized chamber of 8 cubits yields a total length of the catacomb of 20 cubits. Umidaha benifli hanami benifli tamisre have yain chata benifli amrinan tarti benifli lo amrinan. But the Gemara asks, but since this is dealing with a chamber that was created for burying non-viable newborns, there too, with regard to that chamber, on the other side of the courtyard, we are dealing with a chamber created for non-viable newborns as well. Therefore, the total length of the catacomb would be 18 cubits. The Gemara answers, we say that perhaps one of the chambers is for non-viable newborns, but we do not say that 2 chambers might have been constructed for non-viable newborns. Birami derabanan ad rabanan. Biramdi derabi Shimon ad Rabbi Shimon. Above, the Gemara cited a Braita that relates a dispute between Rabbi Shimon and the rabbis with regard to 3 corpses buried close together. The rabbis hold that this is not considered a graveyard, whereas Rabbi Shimon maintains that it can be. And the Gemara raises a contradiction from another ruling of the rabbis against this ruling of the rabbis. And it also raises a contradiction from one ruling of Rabbi Shimon against this ruling of Rabbi Shimon. Titania, Kerem Natua, Al Pachois mi Awa Amois, Rabbi Shimon Oimer, Einoi Kerem, Vechachamim Oimerim Chareze Kerem, Veroyin Es Ha'insoim Ki Ilu Einon. And it is taught in the Mishnah in Klaim 5.2 with regard to a vineyard that is placed on an area where there is less than 4 cubits of open space between vines. Rabbi Shimon says it is not considered to be a vineyard with regard to the prohibition of diverse kinds and other halachot, as it is overcrowded, and the rabbis say this is considered to be a vineyard, and the reason for this is that the middle vines are viewed as if they are not there, and the outer vines meet the requirements for a vineyard. Therefore, it is prohibited to plant other crops anywhere in that area. Kashya derabanan ad rabbanan, kashya Rabbi Shimon ad Rabbi Shimon. The ruling of the rabbis in this mission is difficult, as it is contradicted by the ruling of the rabbis in the Braita, as there the rabbis did not say that the middle ones are viewed as if they are not there, and the ruling of the Rabbi Shimon in this mission is difficult, as it is contradicted by the ruling of Rabbi Shimon in the Braita, as there he did not say the corpses in the middle are viewed as if they are not there. The Rabbi Shimon Lekashia, Hosam Loinatoy Inchi, Madaita Lemi Akal, Hachazimnin Demit Ramale Ben Ashmashois Umikri Umanachile. The Gemara answers the fact that one ruling of Rabbi Shimon is contradicted by the other ruling of Rabbi Shimon is not difficult. There, with regard to vineyards, Rabbi Shimon holds that middle vines cannot be disregarded, as people do not plant vines with the intention of uprooting them. But here, with regard to burials, sometimes it happens that one has to bury a corpse at twilight, just before the onset of Shabbat, and indiscriminately enters the body between other corpses with the intention of reburying it at a later date. Derabonon. Lam lekashi hachal kevan de minavel. Lo makri kever hasam meimar amar hey minayu de shapir udelo shapir lahave litzive. Similarly, the fact that one ruling of the rabbis is contradicted by the other ruling of the rabbis is not difficult here with regard to burial, since it is a disgrace to bury bodies so close together. It is not called an area of graves. But there, with regard to vineyards, the owner of the vineyard says himself, whichever the vines will flourish, and I will leave them, and whichever ones do not flourish, I will uproot them, and they will be cast in the fire, and they will be for firewood. We shall return to you. We finished this chapter of Bava Batra, and we're continuing on to the next chapter, new Mishnah here. Afar anochi moicher lach. Hayu shnei sham nikaim amukim esarat tefachim, o seloim gevoin esarat tefachim enan nimdodin imo. Paris mikan nimdodin imo v'imam aloi kebeis kor afar. Afilu hayu sham nikaim amukim yoisem esarat tefachim, o seloim gevoin yoisem esarat tefachim harei elu nimdodin imo. If the Mishnah says, if one says to another, I'm selling you a plot of earth, the size required for sowing one core of seed, a bait core, and there, on that plot, there were crevices, 10 handbreadths deep, or rocks, 10 handbreadths high, they are not measured together with the rest of the field. Rather, the buyer must be provided with land measuring a bait core exclusive of those crevices or rocks. If the crevices or rocks measure less than 10 handbreadths, they are measured together with the rest of the field. But if the seller said to the buyer, I am selling you a plot of earth that is about the size of a bait core, then, even if there on that plot there were crevices deeper than 10 handbreadths or rocks higher than 10 handbreadths, they are measured together with the rest of the field. Okay, that's the Mishnah. The Gemara says, Sanan Hasam, Hamakdish, Sadeu B'Shas HaYovel, Noisin Lebeis Zeh HaChoim Esoirim, 50 shekel kasef. Hayu Sham Nekoim Amukim Esarat Tefachim, Vaiseloim Gevoyin Esarat Tefachim. The Gemara says, we learned in a Mishnah elsewhere, Arachin 25a, with regard to one who consecrates his ancestral field during the time that the halachot of the Jubilee year are practiced. If he wishes to redeem the field, he must give the temple treasurer 50 silver shekels for every place that is fit for sowing a homer of barley seed, which is the biblical equivalent of a core, for all the years of the Jubilee cycle, as this is the sum fixed by the Torah for this purpose. See Leviticus 27:16. But if there were crevices 10 handbreadths deep there in the field, or rocks 10 handbreadths high, and that's it. Will be to be continued. We'll probably start the Gemara in the next time.